This is the Intercontinental Broadcasting Corporation. Sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Senator Bato is still inside the country and we will be enforce that warrant of arrest.
We'll enforce the warrant. Pag nakita namin siya, arestoin namin siya. There is an operation being done. There's a dedicated team tracking him to locate him.
Tonight's top stories. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. issues an executive order for higher pork imports to stabilize supply and bring down prices.
Tonight, the Philippines and Australia mark their 80th year of diplomatic relations with a historical marker at the Quezon Memorial Shrine.
Filipinos rank as the second happiest employees in the Asia-Pacific region according to a survey.
And in news abroad, a record 274 climbers reached summit of the world's highest mountain. All these and more here on 13 News.
The hunt is on for Senator Bato de la Rosa as the NBI and CIDG begin to enforce the ICC arrest warrant, but questions swirl after the Senate shootout allegedly helped him slip away.
Bato's ally, Senator Robin Padilla, however, denies aiding his supposed escape, insisting he only accompanied De La Rosa home. Let's have the full details of the story from IBC News correspondent Juan Antonio.
Simple lang, we'll enforce the warrant. Pag nakita namin siya, arestoin namin siya. There is an operation being done. There's a dedicated team tracking him to locate him.
The National Bureau of Investigation has begun ground operations to locate Senator Bato de la Rosa. NBI Director Attorney Melvin Matibag said there are no longer legal obstacles to enforce the ICC warrant after Senator Bato failed to secure a temporary restraining order from the Supreme Court. The Department of Justice directed the NBI and the Philippine National Police to carry out the arrest.
Once the law enforcement got hold of Senator Bato, na-aresto siya, ang next step namin will turn over it to the Department of Justice. And from there, the Department of Justice will be the one to take care of Senator Bato.
Justice Acting Secretary Frederick Vida earlier said the senator will then be turned over to the ICC. De La Rosa was named as one of the co-perpetrators in the war on drugs during the Duterte administration, where he served as the PNP chief. As of tonight, authorities say there are no reports from the Bureau of Immigration that the senator has left the country.
Just like Senator Bato is still inside the country and we will be enforce that warrant of arrest. If there is a warrant and you obstruct somebody or you aid and abet a fugitive from evading justice, you're violating the law. So we will also be appealing charges and we will be arresting people.
Meanwhile, MMDA General Manager and former PNP Chief Nicolas Torre III said he is ready to arrest De La Rosa if ordered by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Torre previously enforced the ICC warrant against former President Rodrigo Duterte and also led the arrest of Pastor Apollo Kibuloy.
Pag presidente ng utusan, automatic no choice, di ba? Pero ito nga ang bottom line dyan, institutional yan eh. It's not about a person. It's not about me. It's not about Senator Bato. It is about a process. It is about a system. It is about a law. And it is about a job.
Meanwhile, former Senator Richard Gordon believes the Senate shootout was a diversionary tactic to help De La Rosa escape.
Dapat, itinamay na kagad si Bato, ibinigay nila, baka tayo na ng abogado, pero hindi, kabaro ko yan, kasama ko yan eh, di ba? Mali yun.
Senator Robin Padilla denied allegations that he helped Bato to escape. He said there was no warrant presented, giving them no reason to believe they were escaping. Padilla also said he merely accompanied De La Rosa home that night. Padilla's camp also insisted that no staff were silenced about the incident. Juan Antonio, IBC News.
Despite the chaos in the Senate, a former senator is confident that the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte will be fair. According to former Senator Richard Gordon, the Filipino people are the ultimate judges and senators must vote according to evidence. He also warned against complacency and reminded senators never to sell their votes. The impeachment trial is set to begin on July 6.
Lahat ng ebidensya lalabas. At napapanood sa TV, parang telenovela yan. So makikita, uy, nagnakaw pala talaga. Hindi ba ipaliwanag kung saan dinala yung pera? Lahat yan lalabas. At ang tao ang maghuhusga. Pagka kumaliwa yan, yung senator judges, hindi na matutuloy yan. Baka mangyari katulad na nangyari kay Erap. Di ba? Hindi binuksan yung envelope, nagkagulo.
The Marcos Jr. administration is stepping up measures to stabilize pork prices, boosting imports under a new executive order to ensure supply. The higher cap in imports is expected to boost market competition and lower prices. More of this report from IBC News correspondent Harley Valbuena.
The country's pork supply continues to decline due to the persistent spread of African swine fever, driving pork prices higher. In the recent Livestock and Poultry Quarterly Bulletin of the Philippine Statistics Authority, the country's total swine inventory was recorded at 8.70 million heads as of March 2026, down 1.5% from 8.84 million in the same period of 2025. In response, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. ordered an increase in the minimum access volume for imported pork. Under Executive Order number 116, the MAV for imported pork has been raised to 204,000 metric tons from 54,000 metric tons for MAV year 2026. This adjustment allows a larger volume of pork to be imported at lower tariff rates. 30,000 metric tons will be allocated for food processors, while 120,000 metric tons will go to the Food Terminal Incorporated or the Kadiwa ng Pangulo program. The move follows the recommendation of the MAV Management Committee or MMC and forms part of broader measure to ensure food security. The Department of Agriculture said the EO will enable fair allocation of imported pork supply, which is expected to eventually lower pork prices.
Dati kasi, 10% of the companies control 60% of the MAV. Ngayon, ginawa namin, binago namin yung sistema na lahat pantay-pantay, raffle system. More competition, level playing field means lower prices in general.
The Pork Producers Federation of the Philippines Incorporated likewise expects higher supply of affordable pork under the expanded MAV. However, the group cautioned the government against market players who may exploit or manipulate the meat supply and prices.
Dapat yung value chain, tingnan, bantayan kung sino along the line. Yung malakas kumikita, dapat ma-regulate.
It also urged both the government and the public to continue prioritizing locally produced pork. Harley Valbuena, IBC News.
Amid the severe drought in Cagayan, the Department of Social Welfare and Development has ramped efforts and distributed emergency cash aid to farmers in Tuguegarao City. The agency also continues to provide financial support to public utility drivers. IBC correspondent Patrick Gupo tells us more.
The DSWD has extended aid to farmers hit by severe drought in Cagayan. Secretary Rex Gatchalian led the distribution of emergency cash transfers or ECT. In Tuguegarao City, where more than 1,500 corn farmers received 10,125 pesos each. Across the province, over 31,000 farmers will benefit from the program. This forms part of the government's immediate response after a state of calamity declaration in the province due to the impact of drought on farmers' livelihoods.
Alinsunod sa utos ng ating Pangulo, ang instruction niya sa amin sa DSWD is to make sure na nandun kami kung may mga krisis na pinagdaraanan ng ating mga kababayan.
Secretary Gatchalian also visited Capitol Hills and the municipality of Bagao to continue the cash distribution.
For the two areas, sa Isabela and sa Cagayan, close to around 350 million na na-disperse natin para yan sa mga magsasakan to make sure na makabangon sila while ito na, patating na yung tag-ulan.
The DSWD is also rolling out cash relief for public utility vehicle drivers under the government's Uplift program. More than 1.5 million drivers nationwide have already received 5,000 pesos each, with more than 7.3 billion pesos released so far. The Department of Energy also continues expanding its Uplift initiative. Jeepney and UV Express drivers may get up to 1,500 pesos weekly fuel subsidies plus a 10 peso per liter discount as directed by President Marcos Jr. As of May 19, 938 gasoline stations are serving qualified PUV drivers under the program. Patrick Gupo, IBC News.
In observance of Eid al-Adha, or the Feast of Sacrifice, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has declared May 27 as a national regular holiday. Eid al-Adha, one of Islam's two major feasts, honors sacrifice and compassion. With this declaration, the Department of Labor and Employment, or DOLE, reminds the public of holiday pay rules. Those who will not work on May 27 will still get their daily wage, while those who report for duty shall earn double pay. Overtime hours mean an extra 30% on top of double pay, and working on a rest day adds another 30%.
Despite daily life challenges amid global tensions, Filipinos rank as the second happiest employees in Asia Pacific. According to SEEK's Workplace Happiness Index 2025, the Philippines scored 77%, just behind Indonesia at 82% and well ahead of Malaysia, Thailand, and even New Zealand. While salary remains the primary driver for employees, the survey shows that sense of purpose has a more profound impact. 77% of Filipino workers said they feel valued by their employers, and 74% describe their roles as fulfilling. The survey proves that companies fostering a culture of happiness inspire employees to go beyond basic job requirements. And when we return, scorching heat in Apari. Heat index soars to 48 degrees Celsius. Stay tuned. This is 13 News.
When we promote transparency and accountability to the use of digital platform, nothing is hidden. Government agencies will be held accountable by the people.
For many, sex in the Philippines remains shrouded in silence, especially if it's about women's pleasure.
Statistics shows real disconnect. Many men reach climax, many women don't.
Kasi sa anatomy and physiology, alam naman po natin yan, males and females are both capable of reaching the orgasm. It's just that it's different for women. Hindi komplikado ang babae. Ang problem lang is hindi natin napag-uusapan ng maayos para mas maintindihan natin kung ano ang needs ng babae.
Naked Minds, this Friday, 10 p.m. Only here on IBC TV 13.
Sabi nila, bawal maligo pag pagod. Sabi nila, huwag matulog kapag basa ang buhok. Pero,
Doc, true ba?
Sa dami ng impormasyon sa internet, alin ang dapat paniwalaan at alin nga ba ang dapat kalimutan? Kasama ang OPA host, Jerome San, at ang pambato sa medisina, Dr. Cel Martinez. This season, mas pinalakas ang team with pharma expert Natalia Austria para sagutin ang katanungan sa tamang paggamit ng gamot. Doc, true ba? Every Sunday, 7:30 a.m. on IBC 13.
Bagong Pilipinas. Mahalaga ang kapakanan ng bawat isa. Lahat ng aspeto ng lipunan pinagtutuunan ng pansin ng pamahalaan at ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Bagong Pilipinas, PBBM, Lingkod ng Bayan. Tuwing Linggo, alas 8:30 ng umaga.
Tonight, the Australian Embassy led the celebration of 80 years of Philippines-Australia diplomatic ties and friendship at the Quezon Memorial Shrine. Officials from the Department of Foreign Affairs and the National Historical Commission of the Philippines joined the ceremony, where a historical marker was unveiled to honor the long-standing partnership of the two countries. Australian ambassador to the Philippines said the marker symbolizes Australia's support to the Philippines during World War II.
It's a wonderful relationship. A couple of years ago in 2023, we signed a strategic partnership, and that provides the framework for our ongoing cooperation. But it's one of Australia's most important relationships.
Looks like we're in for a cloudy weekend, folks, with some rain on the way. According to Pag-asa, a low-pressure area inside the Philippine area of responsibility will bring scattered rains and thunderstorms over Mindanao, Eastern Visayas, and Palawan. The rest of the country can expect partly cloudy skies with isolated rain showers due to easterlies. But here's the big story. Extreme heat continues to scorch the north. Apari, Cagayan hit 48 degrees Celsius today, while Tuguegarao City felt 47 degrees Celsius. And tomorrow, the heat won't let up. 47 degrees Celsius in Cagayan and up to 46 degrees Celsius in Isabela. Stay hydrated, folks. A record-breaking number of climbers scaled the Nepali side of Mount Everest's highest peak. Meanwhile, a commotion erupted at an Ebola treatment facility in Congo over a burial dispute. This and other developments across the globe from Holy Bakay's report.
An angry crowd set fire to a hospital after being denied the release of the body of a boy suspected to having Bondibodyo strain of Ebola. Medical workers explained the boy remained highly infectious and insisted that a proper burial was needed to prevent further spread. But how contagious is this Ebola strain? Experts said the virus spreads only through contact with contaminated materials or with the body of someone who died from the disease. The World Health Organization said it may take 9 months before a vaccine for this strain is ready. Tensions between the US and NATO are rising after President Donald Trump announced the deployment of an additional 5,000 troops to Poland, a move welcomed by the alliance.
NATO is always prepared for every eventuality. And what happened over the last couple of days again is what we trained and prepared for. Our ability and our resolve to defend every ally are absolute.
Meanwhile, Mount Everest saw a record-breaking day. 274 climbers from all over the world scaled the peak from the Nepali side in a single day. Among them, a Russian mountaineer who lost both legs in military service reached the summit using only his hands, becoming the first person to achieve such feat. The Himalaya Sentinels also made history as the first all-women expedition to conquer the mountain. Sadly, 2 Indian climbers died while descending from the summit. Holy Bakay, IBC News.
More stories coming when we return. Don't go away. This is 13 News.
Bagong Pilipinas. Mahalaga ang kapakanan ng bawat isa. Lahat ng aspeto ng lipunan pinagtutuunan ng pansin ng pamahalaan at ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Bagong Pilipinas, PBBM, Lingkod ng Bayan. Tuwing Linggo, alas 8:30 ng umaga.
Sabi nila, bawal maligo pag pagod. Sabi nila, huwag matulog kapag basa ang buhok. Pero,
Doc, true ba?
sa dami ng impormasyon sa internet, alin ang dapat paniwalaan at alin nga ba ang dapat kalimutan? Kasama ang OPA host, Jerome San, at ang pambato sa medisina, Dr. Cel Martinez. This season, mas pinalakas ang team with pharma expert Natalia Austria para sagutin ang katanungan sa tamang paggamit ng gamot. Doc, true ba? Every Sunday, 7:30 a.m. on IBC 13. Likas na makulay, puno ng buhay at sigla, pinag-ibay ng kasaysayan at pananampalataya. Yan ang kulturang Pilipino. Halina't sumama sa biyahe, mga kulturista.
Ako si Carl Senya at ito ang Kultura.
Kultura, tuwing Sabado, alas 11 ng umaga sa IBC 13.
Journey with us to the beating heart of the Southern Philippines. Discover places that captivate. Meet people who inspire. Share stories that unite. On Mindanao, every Monday to Friday at 9 a.m.
As the wet season starts to fall, the Metro Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, has already intensified its Oplan Kontra Baha efforts to strengthen the region's flood control readiness. Apart from declogging operations, MMDA General Manager Nicolas Torre III said the agency is now applying a surgical inspection approach targeting specific flood-prone locations. Torre also warns the public to think twice before throwing trash into waterways, saying the agency's no-contact apprehension policy, or NCAP cameras, are also used to catch litter bugs. Meanwhile, the Philippine National Police, or PNP, has already placed all disaster response units on alert following recent flooding incidents in parts of Luzon and Mindanao. Rescue teams and equipment have been pre-positioned to assist communities in high-risk areas. The PNP is also coordinating with local government units to prepare for possible evacuations.
Climate experts from across Southeast Asia gathered for the 26th ASEAN Climate Outlook Forum, calling for stronger cooperation amid the threat of a super El Nino. Hosted by DOST Pag-asa, member states representatives discussed the regional climate outlook for the June-August season when a strong El Nino is expected to develop. The Weather Bureau presented impact-based forecasting and early warning systems, highlighting a multi-agency structure to ensure effective policy implementation. The agency highlighted the importance of making climate information accessible to communities.
Providing forecast alone is not sufficient. We must ensure that climate information is accessible, understandable, and relevant.
Here are the results of the 9 p.m. draws from the PCSO. For the Mega Lotto 645, the winning numbers are 27, 9, 42, 37, 34, and 3, with a jackpot prize of 21,822,707 pesos and 74 centavos. For the Ultra Lotto 658, the winning combination is 45, 20, 16, 33, 40, and 28, with a jackpot price of 75 million pesos. For the 4D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 1, 7, 0, and 0. For the 3D Lotto, the winning numbers are 1, 5, and 0. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 22 and 18. There is no winner for the Mega Lotto 645 and the Ultra Lotto 658. And tomorrow, we shine the spotlight on one of the world's oldest creatures, turtles. It's World Turtle Day, a celebration that calls for protecting these ancient reptiles and their fast disappearing habitats. Well, Angela, you know, turtles are one of the longest lived animals. Some even live to almost centuries, especially for tortoise, like the Aldabra, giant Galapagos. So we really need to preserve them because they are our living dinosaurs.
I wouldn't want them extinct either.
Definitely. And they're actually really, really great pets.
I would think.
Yeah.
A lot of people have them as pets.
Yes. Okay, and those were the latest from the IBC Newsroom this evening.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and bring you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm William Thio. This is 30 News. Enjoy your weekend, everyone.
Likas na makulay, puno ng buhay at sigla, pinagtibay ng kasaysayan at pananampalataya. Yan ang kulturang Pilipino.